Hey Saints, and I hope that you're doing well. As a change of scenery, I wanted to record this week's video in our awesome and historic sanctuary. So here we are. We'll be clad in pink this Sunday. Anyways, this upcoming week's Bible reading is absolutely amazing for those who want a smorgasbord of Pauline letters. This is the week for you. And so in this upcoming week, I will read the book of Ephesians. One thing to pay attention to is what is said about vocation and call. A lot of times people think about vocation and they think just of priests and bishops and deacons and folks like that. But vocation goes well beyond that, and we get affirmation of that. So pay attention to that in Ephesians, along with other great stuff. Ephesians is a really, really great book. Then we have Philippians. If some of Philippians sounds really familiar, that's because parts of our Book of Common Prayer, our Eucharistic prayers, and some common blessings are all from the book of Philippians, and so it is a really, really good one. My favorite chapter in Philippians is chapter 4. We'll see what your favorite chapter might be in Philippians once you've read it. After that, we get a chance to read Colossians, and so Colossians has a lot of interesting stuff to the church in Colossus. One thing to pay attention to, or as a warning, Paul goes off the rails a little bit about, women and slaves and stuff like that, and so just putting it out there that some parts of it are worth some questioning, for sure, as is all of our scriptures. Next thing we have first and second letters to the Thessalonians. Those are pretty good. Also worth noting, this is a community with which Paul had some real connections. Seems like there were some good things going on there as well. These letters are also considered some of the oldest, and so when you think about the timing, these letters to Thessalonians are some of the oldest that we have in all of the New Testament, so that's pretty exciting. And then after all that, we rack up with Paul's letters to Timothy. Now, Timothy was not a community, Timothy was a person. And one thing that I always find really sweet, Paul did not have any children that we know of, and yet Timothy was in some ways kind of like a son to him. And so he was writing this letter to Timothy as Timothy was in his stead offering leadership in various parts of the church. And so as you read through Timothy, and it has its questionable parts as well, I hope that you'll also hear some of the tenderness in there. So an awesome week of reading, and to believe we don't have that many weeks left. So if you're jumping in right now, you picked a great time, and I look forward to seeing you soon.